Keith.
And we're getting ready to try something. I actually bought these. Well, they're still good for a few more weeks. That seems to be a running
Always
trend.
cutting it close, man.
But I did buy these quite a while ago. It's when I bought the key lime soda, which me and Eddie and Nick drank in front of an abandoned house.
Yeah.
Weird houses. And but I bought it because I was wanting to do the key lime soda with the lime candy. It didn't quite work out that way.
Yeah.
These are creamy coconut patties. So like an almond, well, maybe not almond joy, but the mounds. You know, it's like a coconut, chocolate covered. However, the center is flavored, and I do believe they had other flavors, but this one just the neon green. You know, like my buddy Eddie, neon green speaks to me on some weird level, and I really had to try it. And it's dark chocolate. I mean, these could be either like pretty good, or they could just be really interesting.
Yeah, gotta check them out.
Now, coconut, I know texture, flavor isn't everybody's cup of tea. Oh wow, they're already kind of exposed. I'm definitely not going to eat this entire thing, but I will, since there's two, we can each have our own. They are just a touch
Very melty.
Yeah.
But as hot as it is, you would imagine it'd be meltier than that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Very unique.
That face said a lot.
That was
Actually,
a weird kind of...
Actually, texturally, this isn't too bad, because it's like the normal coconut.
Texturally, it was a little different than I expected, though. It's a bit drier. That was one of the first things that kind of like... I expected it to be like the mounds, and if you've ever had they're very mushy, like, you know... This is a bit drier. It's packed. It's dense coconut.
And the key lime is not a good fit for these at all.
The key lime for me at first was very weird. The more I've kind of worked through it, the more I've unlocked, and like, I don't necessarily dislike. I actually kind of like the key lime flavoring, but in conjunction with the rest of this, it's a pretty weird thing.
Yeah, to me, this definitely should have just been a one-bite candy.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get any better at all.
I'm gonna take one more for posterity. Maybe there's some, you know, wildlife nearby that...
Oh, it's just bad. Oh.
All right. They'll know us by the trail of our chocolate stains. This is Keith, this is Brian, we out of here.
We're see this, say no.
Let's go to the creamy whip, man, and we'll forget about this.
Hey everybody, this is Nick here.
Keith.
Beautiful Harbin Park, Fairfield, Ohio, my adopted hometown.
Valley.
Yeah, beautiful area. Glaciers basically made this. So.
Yeah, I remember being taught that in school. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, today
something that you picked out, and I got to say too, Keith. I mean, I'm very intimately familiar with Herr's, their cheese curls, and also some of their potato chip flavors. But I've never had their Kettle extra crunchy line.
It's their crunchiest chip ever. But
and they had other flavors, Chipotle.
Yes, they had Chipotle, and
here the back says. No, the back doesn't give us any other flavors.
Yeah, they're like, screw you guys about those.
It just says take your crunch to the next level.
All right.
Just pop these things open.
But they're creamy honey sriracha.
So what that means to the layman is sweet and spicy. Because sriracha is
yeah, it's new. Wow, I caught a whiff of that as soon as I opened it.
Sriracha is like a red chili paste that is used all kinds of foods, Korean food, but it can be put on anything. And actually, I think I got a little whiff of that just from the wind. It
has sort of a vinegar smell.
It's really the popular flavor right now for everything.
Sriracha, yeah, I mean, it was Chipotle years ago when people discovered that.
And now Sriracha's kind of, getting its time to shine. The fact that they have the honey also, though, makes me a little bit more interested in just a spicy chip.
Not really that spicy at all.
No, I taste the honey. Well, okay. It's getting on the back of the tongue. There's the spice. It's not bad. It starts off, this kind of the sweet taste from the honey. It gives you a nice little spice wash on the back of the tongue.
They're definitely not too spicy. You can definitely sit down and eat these.
They're not bad. They're really crunchy. I mean, they are really crunchy.
Yeah. They don't lie on the label.
Some guys are running to go buy a bag based upon your recommendation.
Oh, get down these sriracha. Man.
They're actually really good. They were a good choice.
Yeah, it's not necessarily my seasoning flavor, but as far as they're fresh, they are tasty. You know, if that's your style of flavor, I think you love them. I think hers nailed it again.
Yeah, hers has got a pretty good track record with me. I'm curious to try them. Keith, you said that they were worth a purchase, so
yeah, definitely.
Happy with that.
Because I only paid $1.99. I'm a
Oh.
baller on a budget, yo.
Gotta love going to Ollie's, man. That place is great.
Yes.
Or make a hail.
All right. These guys did a great job of explaining what it is we're trying. I'm simply going to jump in. I do want to point out, though, because I didn't really do it when I was filming, is the bag. The honey, you actually see it in a jar. And then Sriracha, as I was explaining, that's typically similar to what a Sriracha bottle is. You know, it doesn't take a lot of it. I found when I've used it. I guess I'll tell you guys, my first Sriracha experience, I was making a bowl of ramen noodles. And if it was something dry, like bread or something, you could probably pack more onto it. But mixing with the broth of the noodles really ignited the spiciness. And I didn't know, having never had it, how much to use. And I used way too much. And I was like, this stuff's way too hot. Like, it's not a good thing. I found out later that that's not the case. It's actually very good used correctly, you know. And people have all different ranges of spice experience. Some people think that Sriracha is not hot at all. Other people, you know, tap out there. So you find a flavorful chip.
Oh, let's get a look at that bag.
I don't, you know, Kettle chips are pretty good. I can enjoy a nice Kettle cooked chip. You know, Nick, I think, wasn't far off when he said there was a bit of a vinegar kick to it. I don't know if that's, I think it's predominantly the Sriracha, the kind of spicy, you know, but also maybe mixed with the sweetness. Like, I don't know. There is something that's very strong about these. It's not a mild flavor, and so I think you should be forewarned. It does have a singe in the back of the throat. Absolutely. Like, I'm feeling it now.
Yeah, it's still sitting on the back of my tongue.
Yeah, on the back of the throat. For me, my own personal taste, I would rank these kind of middle of the road. I don't know that I would rebuy them. I would probably put them around a C-. I don't necessarily think that they're bad. It's not a flavor that I'm, in this form, you know, thrilled about, but the chip is not bad. Again, hers, what I like about hers is that there's no boundaries, man. Those guys will try to make anything in chip form. And we did see a lot of other interesting things while we were shopping. Hers varieties, maybe more to come in the future, we'll see. But interesting, and I know Keith wants to polish these off, but there's a lot of birds here at Harbin Park. They like spicy